I'm Colette Evans and I'm an expert professional fitness photographer and I own Picture Perfect Photography. Today I want to talk you through some of my top tips for lighting and posing when it comes to taking your fitness photos. In this shot I'm going to run through how to pose for abs. When I'm stood here I've got my light source coming from my left hand side. That also creates shadows as well in this area. If we turn directly towards the light, then the light's going to fill in any definition that we've got. The next thing I would do is I would turn my client this way and then get them to twist their waist round. Rather than twisting their hips round, I would twist the waist. This makes sure this part of your waist is elongated. Also keeping in mind here foot placement, quite important. So I've just widened my stance a little bit. Put your feet that way rather than that way, so forward to each other. And then just come up, so think about someone pulling you up to the ceiling and then twisting round. You'll see here this bit gets shortened or narrower, and also we get more of a smaller waist basically. But that's generally how I approach it initially. We're going to talk next about arms and shoulders. So how do we pose these and how do you light your arms when taking fitness photos? So first of all, generally I get clients just to turn to the side, having the light 3/4 onto them. So it's creating shadows onto the front of the delt. And then I get them to come up, tuck their arms in like you would when you're doing a bicep curl, and come up. And I ask them to do a slow negative down. So the sweet spot here is actually around, not up there, because you're too squashed and you don't see the peak of the bicep. So it's just coming down and it's kind of about there. That's kind of your sweet spot for photos, round like that. So the best thing to do when taking photos of biceps is to just do slow reps to save your energy. When we're looking at shoulders, we can also incorporate triceps as well in there. So creating shadow down this part does work really well. So best thing to do when photographing shoulders is not to be too hunched over. So sometimes people have got bad posture, so open your chest up and roll your shoulder back. Does make quite a big difference. So when lighting for triceps, I would also use lots of shadows rather than filling the area, because you'll overfill and overlight it. So I'm just going to show you a demonstration of a tricep push down. So if we grab hold of the bar here, you want to try and sort of tense at the bottom. So there's a tendency for a lot of people to go over too much, so like this. So the trick here is to keep your shoulders back and your elbows tucked into your body, as you should anyway, and then squeeze at the bottom. So you'll notice the light is coming to my left hand side diagonally, and we're creating shadows on the right hand side of my body. So really the trick here is, when you're taking fitness photos and lighting yourself, is to keep the shadows coming from the side again, quite high, to create shadows. Think of the sun and the angle you get in a midday sun. You want it to be quite shadowy. And also just squeezing the bottom, not going too quick up and down, so you can really capture that squeeze in there at the bottom and get all that definition. We're going to look at a back pose now, in fact 2 back poses. So we're going to do pull-ups and pull-downs. So we've got the light coming from slightly further round from the side to create nice depth in this part of the back in the middle here. So we're going to get shadows on this side of the body, and this side's going to be lit. So if the trick here when doing pull-ups is to actually do them nice and slow, and again on a negative. So if we just come up like this and then slowly come down, it gives me plenty of time to capture those definition in there. So if we come up and hold and down, very nice and slow. So by coming up nice and quick and in a slow negative, it gives your photographer time to capture all the muscles and the different stages of your back. Also, moving your hands from narrow grip to wide grip does affect how your back works and how it looks in the photos.